Yeah, right now I'm traveling out to Viroqua, and I have the pair of knives that Luke and I forged together with me. He's gonna put those knives through their paces and show me a little bit of what he does with them. So on this nice snowy December day, we're gonna go do some outdoor cooking. It's always very exciting for me to see how my work gets used. I usually just send my knives off into the world and don't see them again until they need sharpening. But I'm gonna get to experience how they're used firsthand today, which is very exciting. Oh, hey.
You found us.
I found you.
Awesome, brother. How are you?
Very good, very good.
Good.
Nice drive on the way in.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I can't wait to see those knives. Woo! This is so exciting, my man.
Absolutely. I can't wait for you to see them.
Oh man, this is gonna be great. Oh my gosh. Look at those things.
So W2 tool steel for the blade, hand forged, hand polished, nickel silver, we have a stainless pin, and then we have stabilized spalted birch for the handles.
These are gorgeous. Like,
I was pretty happy with how they turned out.
like almost unspeakable. It feels like it has substance, it has balance.
Yeah, right at the pinch grip. That's
right?
where I like them to balance.
Yeah, me too. It's nimble. This is something that I could use all day and not feel like that fatigue kind of coming to my wrists or my arms. That edge is ridiculous. Brother, you are wildly talented, and I feel extremely fortunate to be able to put these in the repertoire, put them to use.
Absolutely.
Today we're gonna make some beef bourguignon.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Is that?
I've never cooked it, but it's one of my all-time favorite dishes.
Oh, I love it. And this time of year, like when it's cold and chilly, this is the kind of food that just sticks to your ribs. And I think it's a really good way to also showcase these knives and all these root vegetables that need to be cut up and processed.
Yeah, totally.
So with beef bourguignon, one of the things that I like to do is basically start with the beef. But before that, we're gonna take and put in our pot a little bit of this andouille. So it's spicy spreadable salami. This is made by Underground Meats. You can find this in most grocery stores all over the state. But what I really want to do with this is I want to start rendering that out because I want that spicy, like delicious meat essence to basically set the base for this dish.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And because this is spreadable, this actually comes out just like this. We just simply put that in that Dutch oven. We haven't put any other oil in there.
Sure.
And we're gonna let that rendered fat kind of act as liaison for the next step, which is to cube up this beef that I have. And we're gonna put a little flour on that, little salt and black pepper, and then we're gonna brown it with all that delicious fat and pepper and like all those big, big flavors that are gonna infuse this bourguignon.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
What I have here is some organic prairie beef. This happens to be the tenderloin. Mm-hmm. One of the things that's really great about this cut, obviously, is it's really, really malleable. It doesn't take a tremendous amount of time to cook, so we don't have to really focus on like long-term braising efforts in order to have this be super edible and delicious. What I would like to do is basically cube this up. I want it to all be kind of bite-sized so that it's not like you're really hammering on one bite for too long.
Yeah. I actually don't get to use my own knives to cook very often, so this is quite a treat. There we go.
Yeah. All right. Now, we're gonna take these individual medallions here and give them a cut through just like that, and we're gonna flip them. Cat's paw, 1, 2, 3.
Sure thing.
Just like that, okay?
Simple enough?
Yep. So I'm gonna take these now and I'm gonna put them in this bowl. What we wanna do, specifically with something that we're gonna braise out a little bit, is season in layers.
Sure.
So I'm gonna start with salt and then black pepper and give this a good toss quick. And then we're gonna wanna flour these. The reason that we're gonna flour this at this step is because we wanna be able to create basically a roux.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So
built into the beef.
Built into the beef. So if we season these and coat them with flour and then give them a good sear, that really helps them brown, but it's also gonna add a thickening liaison to the stew, which allows it to get that ooey gooey, bubbly, beautiful essence that beef bourguignon has.
Yeah, and we're doing 2 steps in one here, not making a roux separately and browning the meat separately.
So flour that beef. All right, Nate, it's time for meat in the pot. Oh man. I'm so excited to use these knives. We want to dice these onions first, because onions act as that beautiful base that impart a ton of delicious flavor. So what we're going to do is we're going to place these onions right back in our glass bowl here. Next, I really like, specifically this time of year, parsnips.
Oh,
you like parsnips?
Parsnips are my favorite.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So this is sunchoke. This is actually indigenous food to Wisconsin. How about the celeriac, or celery root? One of my favorite parts about getting a new knife is just the simple joy and ease of cutting through ingredients with that brand new blade that is so delicate and so razor sharp. These root vegetables are very, very delicious, but they're a joy to cut because I'm really looking at the uniformity and trying to keep this knife paced through there so I can better learn it and understand its nuances. So we have turnip, we have rutabaga, we have celeriac, sunchoke, some garlic. So we're almost to the point where we're gonna hit this thing with aromatics. Are you a fan of morels?
I'm a massive fan of morels.
So this is what I want to do. Let's put a good couple handfuls of these gray morels. These have been dried out, and we're gonna put that right in that bourguignon. I'm gonna have you stir those in.
Alrighty.
While Nate works in those morels, I'm gonna take this. This is some local ginger. Now, ginger is one of those ingredients that's kind of new to Wisconsin, but it actually grows fairly well, depending on the zone that you live in. And what you get from it is something that's sweet, it's unique, and it kind of is like one of the pathways to the future of farming in Wisconsin.
Because we're having a nice sharp knife really helps, eh?
Now it's time to make this stew a bourguignon. What I have is some Wild Hills Winery, and this is a local winery just outside of Muscadet, Wisconsin, which is right on the Wisconsin River. A traditional bourguignon is made with that burgundy, and then you get all that beef characteristic that kind of works together, and it mellows. Because we're using tenderloin today, this is gonna be kind of a quick and dirty version of the bourguignon, but we really just need to cook it as long as it takes to get that really alcohol, wine-forward taste out of the pot, which shouldn't actually take that long. All right, last but not least, this is 1 cup of beef broth, and we're gonna add this to the pot. God, that is so good. All right, so we're gonna take this time, and you know what? I don't usually pick this off. I like putting it in the stew just the way it is.
Oh, sure.
It doesn't really need a ton of manipulation, and it's kind of one of those things that when you're serving it up, you can take the care to pull it out then if you're really offended by the stems.
Sure.
But I really like using the entirety of the thyme spray.
Is this like some other herbs where the stem adds a lot of flavor too?
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. It's got essential oil located right in there.
Yeah, very good.
So what I want to do is I want to layer this ever so gently right on the top. We're gonna cover this up. We're gonna let it cook for like 20, 30 more minutes at tops. But again, we just want to cook the alcohol out of that wine and really let those flavors work together. The bourguignon is done. I can hear it gently bubbling in the back.
I'm so excited.
I know, me too, man. I toasted up some bread from the cafe, and I have one more seasonal ingredient that I want to drop on this thing to kind of tie it all together, and that is the Rush Creek Reserve.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this cheese is made by the Uplands crew in Dodgeville, Wisconsin. It's the last milk of the season, wrapped in spruce bark. One of my favorite things to do with this is to heat it up ever so gently. So I have this cast iron pan here that has been warmed nicely, and I'm just gonna pop this open. So great.
You can smell it from here.
I know. We're gonna give that just a little bit of heat. Now this is the ciabatta loaf that we make at the cafe.
Oh.
And you can see that I melted a bunch of Organic Valley butter on this. So we've got big old pools and pockets in that sourdough bubbling.
So you guys know how to treat people over here at the Elf Farm.
We try. All right, moment of truth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Oh boy.
Oh, man. Just involuntary groans.
Yeah, seriously. That smells gorgeous.
Yeah.
The idea that it's so rich and delicious, and the morels and the beef and the root vegetables, I think that sometimes food, when it's done with like the seasons or like the feeling of the day in mind, you really don't get much better food. And it's rustic, it's very provincial, but at the same time, this is so Wisconsin.
It is.
And I love the fact that it was made with a local knife maker. I love the fact that we got to see this all come together in one big conglomeration, and we shared a meal. We cooked one together. Last ingredient.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That beautiful, beautiful Rush Creek. Oh man. Well,
Should we just sit here and stare at it for a minute?
we could.
So if I just go in for a whole morel right away?
Ready?
Cheers.
Cheers. It's rich, it's sweet, it pairs so well with this Rush Creek. You get that andouille, like that little spice backdrop that totally carries your palate, and it lingers. It like just holds on there. You get the earthiness of the morel that really complements the rind bloom on that cheese.
And the ginger brightens the whole thing up a little bit.
Man.
Really incredible.
I have to thank you so much for the process of watching you do your work and being able to participate in that, which lit a fire for my creativity. It made me so excited to think that we were going to use your knives to prepare this dish. I couldn't think of a better sous chef to have for the day, man. Thank you so much.
I'll come anytime.
All right, that sounds great.
Yeah, that's crazy good.
That is crazy good. Are you hungry for more? Then go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, and be in the loop every time we release new content, behind the scenes footage, and new episodes that you can preview before anyone else. Check us out.